Your local game store means a lot of things to different people. It's a local hub for socializing with others about your hobbies, a place to network and expand your interests, and a marketplace to sell off pieces, as well as to add to your collection. It's basically a nerd pawn shop, where secondhand meets high demand, and it can be confusing and intimidating. But don't worry, now you have a friend in the gaming business. My name is Mason, and I'm one of the owners of Cardinal Gaming, a game store in Louisville, Kentucky. And this is Card Shop Candids.
Hey everybody, Mason here. Welcome back to a Card Shop Candids, where I talk into a camera and tell you how it is to run a game store and things that I'm just thinking about. Later in the day, just sitting around before I go home, making some videos. And I want to talk about something that's happened here locally in town. Since the beginning of the year, I've had several of my competitors go out of business. And while you can have mixed feelings about that, you know, as their competitor, it's a weird situation to be in. I don't want to go into details or, like, you know, docs or anybody, you know, anybody. It's not important. That's not the important part of the story. The important part is just trying to get my thoughts out there, and you know, it's I feel like Ralph Wiggum in the back of the bus, you know, I'm in danger kind of thing, where you know, stores have been around just as long as me, longer than me in some cases. You know, shutting down, calling it quits, retiring, you know, that type of thing. And it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous a little bit, just because, you know, the industry is rough. Game stores are not easy. There is a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that you have to do that is extra that people don't see. It takes so much effort to stay on top of everything that you have to do, to diversify enough to, you know, play it safe and be able to cover your butts when, you know, Wizards of the Coast puts their foot in their mouth, or, you know, Pokemon puts out a bad set, you know, D&D basically just cuts people off from playing their game, you know, stuff like that. It's just, you have to diversify enough to really cover your bases and make things work. Just there's just so many moving parts to this store. We're not just a card store. We're not just a game store. We're not just a board game store. We're not a D&D store. We're not a video game store. We're everything. We're, you know, card and all gaming. We do all gaming, and that gives me some comfort, because a lot of the stores that have closed locally, you know, they didn't do all the things that we did. Maybe they invested in things that I didn't think would be well, and I saw it kind of at the time. And it's not just like a ha-ha thing. Hey, I'm here and you're not. That is like the opposite feeling that I'm having right now. Like, I am, you know, it just makes me think of, like, okay, what were they doing? What happened? How can I not go down that same path? How can I avoid that same thing happening to me? And that's really the thoughts that I'm trying to process. And, you know, I'm not a new store. I'm not a new store owner. I have 2 locations. You know, things are okay. We're doing okay for, you know, middle of the year. Not a whole lot going on special wise. You know, we're chugging along. We're doing okay. But yeah, people that have been around for a long time, and people that I've seen grow and build their business, and then go away. There's a local franchise that at one point had 7 stores locally. Now they're down to 2 locations, and then the one location is getting merged into the other one. So they went from 7 to 1 store now. So multiple locations is not. It's not a. Doesn't mean that you're in better shape than others. So yeah, I mean that's trying to be a proactive and try to keep on top of things and make sure the cash flow is doing it, because that's what kills stores. That's what really can ruin a game store. It's just the cash flow. You run and you buy tens of thousands of dollars of product every month, and you have to get through that product again in order to pay for the next bill that comes up. So that's just what we've been really focusing on. And in this past year, we had a lot of bloat from going from having a warehouse to not having a warehouse. Now we were spread out. We were doing okay financially with the boon and Pokemon and everything doing so great. And now it's not as crazy as it was. We're not selling things instantaneously, or not as fast anyways, right? So it's, as the balloon expanded and now it has to shrink again, we're having to live within our means a little bit more than we had in the past two years or so. And that's just the constant struggle of any business, but especially this one. I got a new Magic set coming out in 2 weeks. I got Yu-Gi-Oh! Before that, this next weekend. I got Pokemon pre-release coming at the end of May. I got then the release of Paldea Evolve, and that's going to be $30,000 that I have to buy. it's and we're in a slow period. We're after taxes. We're going into summer. All not great game things that help gamers. So just trying to keep things moving and getting product in and moving that product back out. And even if we have to get less than we want, or just, cut our losses and things like that. A lot of things going to eBay, a lot of things going to Amazon, a lot of things that anything or anywhere that makes sense for us to move product, just to recoup money. That's really how it used to be and how it needs to be now. We were running a much leaner store now, and we're just having to churn, go through stuff as fast as possible. And if you don't have the manpower or the ability to do that, that's how you get in trouble. And I think that is the sole strength that we have, is that we just have so much focus. We have a good eBay, we have a good Amazon setup going, and it's helping. It's supplementing the business. When it's not a release weekend like this weekend, we don't have a release going on. We don't have anything that's really bloating our numbers. We're kind of just sustaining on what we've had. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, because I didn't have to spend any money this week. But I also don't have anything new or shiny or flashy that somebody that comes in every weekend isn't going to be seeing something new. So there's that too. That, having the local community, the regulars that keep coming back, keeping them coming back and buying things and supporting us. That's where your community really helps this kind of type of business. And that's not to say that these stores that failed didn't have communities either, because people that will say, "Oh, I used to play there, and now I don't have anywhere else to go. Can I play in your store?" I'm like, "You always could have. You've always could have been. You've always could have been here." And then you get in your own head and you're like, okay, why did they go to that store over mine? What do they have that I didn't? What do they want to see that I don't have to see? And that was one of the things that I did do, is I when these stores started announcing that they were closing, I did write an open letter, basically, and I wrote it to all these communities, all these communities of nerds, basically. I did like an open letter. I said, hey, I know these stores are closing. If you ever went to those stores, I'm welcoming you to Cardinal Gaming for us to be your new home. And I got a lot of great responses from that. I got a lot of good responses. And at the time, I was like, do I want to do this? Is this like something I don't want to put out there? And I'm glad I did, because I think it was received well. I think a lot of people responded to that. And, a lot of people want a place to come and be a nerd at, and I want to see game stores succeed. You know, a game store is very different from like, I don't know, your local car wash. I don't know, like I don't know what else to like really compare it to. A bowling alley. I really don't know. Like what else? Where else can you sit down and hang out and play, but also buy things and we're one part events, one part retail, one part like secondhand goods. Buying and selling. There's a lot to this business that is very, very taxing and things that you have to stay on top of. And it's so dynamic. It's so even on a regular week where there's not a lot of things going on, there's a lot of things to keep track of. And that's really what we've been focusing on. Again, just keep things moving and then refining what we've been doing. Doing the same with less actions, with less time, so we can move on to other things. Because there's still tons of stuff we have to get through. There's so many projects and things that we're trying to get efficient with and get through. And we got the card sorter going full blast, and the card sorter is sorting faster than we can put it away in our set boxes. So we have money wasted sitting there that we could be making and turning into more money. There's so much to do, and it's I can see where a lot of people will get into this and open a store and then say, "Ooh, this ain't worth it. This ain't it. This is not fun. It's not enjoyable. I want out. This sucks." I've seen a lot of people say that in like Facebook groups and groups like that. I've had employees that come in and say, "Hey, I want to work at a game store. That sounds great." And then they go, "Ooh, this is hard work. I don't know about this." Which is not. It's not backbreaking work, but it is detail oriented. It's customer service, very much so. There's a lot of that to it. It's demanding in other ways that maybe people aren't prepared for. So, I can understand where people get into this, opening a store or just even working in a game store, and they go, "Oh, I don't want this. This sucks." And then all these margins just get tighter and tighter, and having to pay more distribution and shipping, and I can see where somebody would say, this ain't worth it. This is all these extra fees, all these money. Anywhere that I've made a profit is now I'm not making a profit anymore, and I'm out. So I think I'm seeing this across the country as well, not just locally, but that is enough of a warning and telling. But seeing other people around the country saying, "Hey, I'm closing my store. I'm changing this. I'm dropping these games. I'm dropping video games. I'm doing all these other things. I'm moving in other directions." I'm seeing a lot of that right now. There's a lot of movement in the hobby space, in the game store space, of people just cutting the losses or ending product lines, moving out of things, clearancing things, just trying to get their money, recoup money back. There's a lot of that right now, and that is good. That's a good thing for a business to be doing. But nobody wants to see a store shut down. That's a bad thing, and people are affected. Again, just like if a car wash closed down, there's one a mile away that you can probably go to, right? No disrespect to anybody that owns a car wash. I'm just saying, it's not a car wash isn't exactly a community that you can go and spend time in. Maybe you should have like the rewards card. Anyways, I'm rambling now, so I'm sorry, but it's something that impacts a lot of people, and a lot of people want to see the business succeed, and the people want to be a part of what we've built and have fun here and make it their own space and have, I don't want to say lay claim to it, but they want to be a part of it. They want to be and included, and that's something that's important that these types of stores do. So it's rough. It's not an easy business, and I will continue to tell people that talk to me, and people talk to me all the time about opening a store, doing this, doing that. It's not all gloom and doom. It is a very fun, high-paced type of lifestyle with a lot of going on. But it's not glamorous. It's not easy, and it's not. I'm not getting rich. That's for sure. But I just wanted to kind of throw my thoughts out there and I don't know, see what you guys think about it, and something I'm thinking about. Hopefully, if you have a game store, you're doing okay. And hopefully that we can just keep growing and going with the flow of where people's priorities are, where their monies are, where they want to buy and move on to the next nerdy thing. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that growth and keep moving with the times. So hopefully that can continue. All right, that's all I got, guys. Appreciate you listening to me ramble. If you made it this far, you're the real ones, and I appreciate you. Thanks, guys. Okay, bye.
Hey guys, Mason here again one more time. Really do appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure, if you like the series, give it a like. It's free, it costs you nothing. And if you are really liking the videos, please go back and watch the rest of the stuff from the series. Really helps out the channel. You should be seeing that pop up on the screen now. Also, if you have any ideas or topics that you want me to cover, go down in the comment section and let me know. But I really do appreciate you guys. Bye-bye!